Okay, hello everyone. Once again, welcome to my class Genius Science Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the cell study of cell. Okay. Okay, this is a very interesting chapter. Today we are going to see, that is the study of a cell. Study of a cells. Well, let's begin this class. First of all, we see the all organisms are made up of a small unit like a cell present in a body. Okay, this is the important word that we have to remember, that every organism which present on the earth is made up of a small units called the cells. Okay, this is the cells. Look here, the evolution of life. Evolution of life took from the single cell. Right? When the earth is formed, when the living organism is formed on the earth, at that time life began from a single cell. And every organism which we see with our eyes, which we can't see with our eyes, every organism is made up of cells. And what is the cell? Look here, cell is perform activities such like nutrition, respiration and cell division. This is the activity or the role of a cell in the organism. Nutrition, if we come to the nutrition, we see we consume a lot of the food, right? We consume lot of the food here, right? From the food, lot of the nutrients we are going to digest. Every digestion process of our organism take in the cell, right? Whatever we see, whatever we consume, every food is digested in these cells present in our bodies. And second thing, the respiration. Respiration is the process take place in every organism with the help of a cell. Remember that with the help of the cells going to respirate to produce, at the time they produce the energy. And in the cell division, this is the very important. Why? Because when the single cell start to divide, we see the multiple or the multicellular organism on the earth. In the mother's womb, on the process of a cell division, a baby takes a birth. So, hence the cell is called as a structural and functional unit of organisms. What is that? Organism. This is the structural and functional unit of a living organisms. And the cell is measured in the microns. Okay, when the size of a cell, size of a cell is measured in the micron. Here we see 1 micron is equal to 1/1000 of a millimeter. Means 1 micron is equal to 1/1000 of a millimeter. Okay, let us see the next one. Who discovered the cell? Who gave the idea about the cell? Okay, see here, Robert Hooke is the person or the English naturalist. He designed the microscope and he examined the dried cork under the microscope. he saw honey-like structure like in it, hence he called them the cell. It means the cell name is given by the Robert Hooke. You saw the honeycomb, okay? Like this, these are the small holes are there continuously. You can see in this picture, okay? Look, like this. The Robert Hooke given them name as a cell. Here, the small structures are present here. Okay, can you see this? These small structures are known as a cell in our body. The Robert Hooke, okay, he designed the microscope and he observed the dry cork under that microscope, and he saw the honey-like structure present in that, and he given the name as a cell. Next, look here, the another one person, M.J. Sandville and the two persons are there. Such one cell theory, they given the such one cell theory, right? This is, you can see here, such one cell theory. They proposed this theory in 1839. What the theory proposed here? It means what the theory says to us, the body of a living organism. The first sentence you can see here, okay? The body of a living organism is formed one or more cells. It means the organism which they are formed by the one or two living cells. It means you can take the example as a man. We are made up of cells. We made up of multiple cells. If you take the frog, right? Frog, that is also made up of many cells, right? If you take the cow, that is also made up of multi cells. If you take goat, that is also made up of multiple cell. Like you can take every organism is formed by one or more cell, with the help of one or more cell. These what I told you here, these are the multicellular organism. Okay, if you take the single cell, they are called the amoeba, right? Amoeba is the single cell organism, that is also made up of cell. You can take the euglena, you can take the paramecium. These all are the single celled organism. Organism may be they made up of a single cell, organism they are made up of multiple cell. What totally they are made up of cells. And the second sentence what it says here, all the cells arise only from the pre-existing cells through the cell division. It means that if we see there are the multiple cell, that all cells are evolved from the single cell, that is the parent cell, right? That is parent cell. By this parent cell, the daughter cells are evolved or the took birth. The single cell is divided into two daughter cells. Again the two daughter cells split into two or the divided into two cells. Again they are divided into two other daughter cells. Like this, the cell division take place continuously. Whatever the organism, just I told you as an example here, it may be the man, it may be the frog, it may be the cow, it may be the goat, it may be the amoeba. Every organism is took birth by the cell, and the all cells are arised. You can take this one cell separate, this one cell separate, this one cell separate, this one also separate, and this one is separate, this one is separate. Every cell is existed or took birth from a single cell. Single cell. That is known as the parent cell. That is known as the parent cell. There are the two theory or the two statement given here. Every organism took birth from the one cell or a more than one cell, and every cell is existed by the parent cell or with the help of a cell division. With the help of a cell division. Okay. This is the microscope. The Robert Hooke invented this. Just we see, this is the eyepiece where we see. This is the eyepiece. Okay, and this is the focusing knob. We are going to adjust the vision by this knob, and this is another one is the fine adjusting knob, we can say that, or the fine focusing knob. This is the arm. These are the parts of the microscope, and this is the slide with specimen. You can see here where we keep the slide here. We keep the slide here, and this is the stage. We can call it as a stage. We can see here, and this is the condenser where the light is passed through it, and we can adjust the passing of a light. And this is the lamp where we use the mirrors. Okay, we use the mirrors here. This is the base, and we are going to see the focusing object torrent. We can say that there are the lenses here. Lenses are the different type of lens. 10x. Okay, there are the different type of lenses we can see here. 10x. Okay, 40x and 100x. These are the different type of lenses we are going to use here. And this one is the body. This one is the body. Okay, we are going to put the slide here, and we adjust the mirror where the light passes through the this condenser and pass through the slide, and it reaches to the eyepiece where we are going to see the object, how it is made up of or what it is prepared by, right? This is the structure of a microscope. This is the invented by Robert Hooke. Right? This is made by Robert Hooke. Okay, made up of a Robert Hooke. If we come to the now purely we are going to discuss about the cells. Okay, we see there are the two type of cells. One is the animal cell. First of all, see, this is the animal cell. Animal cell. This is the structure of a animal cell. This is, first of all, one by one we are going to discuss about the cell here. First of all, this is the cell membrane. What we call it as a cell membrane. Remember that, cell membrane. Cell membrane, sorry. Cell membrane. Okay, this is the second one is the centrosomes. These are the organelles present in the cell. This is the cytoplasm. This is the ribosome. This is the mitochondria. This is the microtubules. This is the lysosome. This is the vacuoles. This is the Golgi apparatus. There are the two type of a Golgi apparatus. One is the RG, rough endoplasmic reticulum, right? RGR we can say. Another one is the smooth MG. Okay, sorry, disturbance is taking place here. Okay, this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. There are the two type of endoplasmic reticulums present in the cells. And we can see here the rough endoplasmic reticulum. You can see here the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This is the nucleus. We can say here this is the nucleus, this is the nucleoles, sorry, this is the nucleoles and this is the nucleus, and this is the Golgi apparatus. There are the two type of Golgi apparatus. Okay, these all are the organelles of the cell. Next, if we see, this is the plant cell. There is the only slight difference between the animal cell and the plant cell. Okay, let us see what are the parts of or the organelles of the plant cells are. Look here, first one is the Golgi apparatus, Golgi vessels, central vacuoles, mitochondria, cell wall and the cytoplasm. Here cell membrane, chloroplast. In the animal cell there is a cytoplasm. Here we can see the chloroplast, which is give the green color to the leaves. Let us discuss further in this class. Okay, the preoxymones, ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. In the plant cell, the nucleus is at the one side of the cell. In the animal cell, the nucleus is in the middle of the cell. This is also one difference between the animal cells and the plant cells. So these are the organelles of a plant cells. Let us see one by one the organelles of a cells. These are the common organelles found in the animal cell and the plant cell. First of all, we are going to see the cell wall. Okay, cell wall. Cell wall is a thick grid and the surrounded the cell membrane. This is the cell wall. This is a thick and rigid which is surrounded to the cell membrane. It is mainly composed of cellulose. It means the cell wall is made up of what we can give the definition here. Cell wall is made up of, right, made up of cellulose. Okay, cellulose, LOSC, right, cellulose. And cell wall provide the shape, strength, protection and rigidity to the cell. Okay, the work or the function of the cell is providing the shape, strength, we can note it as a what we call the functions, and the protection of the cell. Cell wall is the permeable membrane, semi-permeable membrane. We can see the two type of membrane, permeable membrane. Okay, next, cytoplasm. This is the common organelle present in the animal cell and the plant cell both. Okay, cytoplasm is the jelly like substances found between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Where it is found? In between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Just imagine that this is the cell, okay, and this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Let I explain you. Wait for a minute. Look here. This is the cell membrane. The outer part is known as the cell membrane. The inner part is known as the nucleus. in between the cell membrane and the nucleus, the cytoplasm is present here. This is all part is known as the cytoplasm, where the all organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm. And remember that 80%, how much? 80% of cytoplasm is made up of water. Water, how much? 80%, we can see here in this point. 80% of cytoplasm is made up of water, or it is composed of water. And if we see the next point, it is the site of most cellular activities. It means the activities which take place in the cell, that all are take place in this area, or where it is the cytoplasm is presented. Okay, including the non-living thing substances and the living thing structures are present in the cytoplasm. For example, the non-living substances means that is the starch grain, that is the oil droplet, calcium carbonate and gums. These all are non-living substances present in the cytoplasm. Remember that. And second one, the organelles. Organelles like the lysosomes, ribosomes, right? Rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and what we call mitochondria. All these living organelles are also present in the cytoplasm here. Okay, this is the cytoplasm. It is a jelly like substances which present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. It is made up of 80% of water, and every activities take place in the cytoplasm. It includes the living substances, living organelles and non-living substances like the starch grain, droplets, calcium carbonate and gums. If we see the organelles grouped in two categories, there are the two type of organelles we see. One is the membranous organelles, and another one is the non-membranous organelles. These are the two type organelles we are going to see here. Organelles covered with by membrane are known as the membranous organelles. For example, endoplasmic reticulum having the membrane, mitochondria having the membrane, Golgi complex having the membrane, lysosomes having the membrane, Plasmid having the membrane. It means the organelle which have the membrane, that is known as membranous organelles. And the some organelles doesn't have the membranes, which not have covered by the membranes, that are known as the ribosome and the centrioles. There is a mistake here, that is the centrioles. There are the two type organelles present, that is the one is the membranous and the non-membranous. Okay, here if we see the endoplasmic reticulum, you can see in this picture also, it is network or the branching tubules which extend from the cell membrane to the nuclear membrane. Remember that it is extended from where? Cell membrane to nuclear membrane. For example, here imagine that this is the cell here, this is the cell, and this is the nucleus of this cell. These endoplasmic reticulum extend from cell membrane to nuclear membrane. Until here it is extended. Okay, ER means endoplasmic reticulum. Form the supporting framework to the cell. It gives the support to cell to give the frame, to give the shape. What we call that? it transport the substances from one part of the cell. This is the part. This is the part of a cell to the another form, from one cell to the another cell. It means endoplasmic reticulum transport the substances present in the cell from one cell to the another cell. It means it transport all the required materials from one cells to the another cells and one part of the cells to the another part of the cells. In the both, the endoplasmic reticulum helps to transfer the materials like the nutrients from one cell to the another cell. We can see the picture of the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The ribosome also present or the sticked to the endoplasmic reticulum, right? This is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, right? The nuclear pore we can see here. This is the picture of a endoplasmic reticulum. I hope you people are understanding my class. Next one is known as the mitochondria, or we can call it a mitochondrion. Mitochondrion. Look here, here is the picture of the mitochondria. You can see here, okay. Let me explain you this. Mitochondria occurs in the various shapes. Remember, in the shapes of a cylindrical, in the shape of a spherical, in the shape of oval, in the shape of a rod shape. This is the rod shape mitochondrion, and it is bounded by the double layer. We can see here the layer, okay. Let me show you. This is the outer layer. This is the outer layer, right? And this is the inner layer. Here you can say here. This is the inner layer, or you can take it as a, this is the inner layer, right? This is the inner layer and this is the outer layer. It means the mitochondria is bounded by the two layers. The outer membrane is smooth. This one is the smooth, which we see here, outer membrane, that is the smooth, and the inner membrane is folded. You can see in the picture, it is the folded here. These all the folded area you can see here. This is all folded area, right, called the cristia. This is the, you can see here in the picture. This is called the cristia. You can see here, right? This is the cristia. The inner membrane enclosed a fluid called a matrix. It means the mitochondria contain the liquid known as the matrix, and it is the site of a respiration of the oxygen to break down the glucose into the carbon dioxide and the water. This process releases the energy which store the molecules called adenosine triphosphate, that is nothing but ATP. Remember that. Here the mitochondria is the site of a respiration where oxygen breaks the glucose into carbon dioxide and water. It separates the carbon dioxide and water from the glucose. Remember, when the process is take place, the energy is released in the body. That the energy is nothing but it is in the form of the molecule, that is the adenosine triphosphate, that is ATP. So the mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of the cell. A cell contains, every cell contains 30 to 40 mitochondrions. 30 to 40 mitochondrions, okay. Next one is the organelle, called known as the Golgi complex, okay. Next one, it is known as the Golgi complex here. Let us see this Golgi complex. Golgi complex consists of the flat disc which extend cells. This is the flat disc which expanded ends. The main function of the Golgi complex is to secrete the chemicals required for the cell activities. It means in the cell the activities all the activities take place, right? All the activities in the cell. It may be the digestion, it may be the digestion, it may be the respiration, it may be the respiration, it may be the assimilation, it may be the ejections. Whatever the cell activities take place in the cell, so the Golgi complex secrete the chemicals to conduct the cellular activities in the cells. Okay, you can see the picture of the Golgi apparatus here. That is the income transport vessel. This is the sulfates. There are the secretory vessels. These all are the vessels present in the Golgi complex. It secretes the chemicals required for the cellular activities. Next one is the lysosome. Okay. Lysosome. It is usually found in the animal cell. This is not present in the plant cells. Remember that. We are going to see the common organelles present in the animal cells as well as the plant cells. Today we are going to discuss the same points. It means the common organelle is found in the plants and the animal cell. And this is also the organelle present in the animal cell but absent in the plant cell. These all are the spherical sac organelles. It contains, it means the lysosome contain hydrolytic enzymes. Hydrolytic enzymes. These hydrolytic enzymes helps in the digestion of organic substances present in the cell. It means hydrolytic enzyme help the lysosome to digest the organic substances present in the cell. And these lysosomes are very dangerous. Why? Because when the cell become older, or when the cell become weak, or when cell become the damage, or when cell suffer from the diseases, the lysosome destroyed itself, or it decomposed itself, or it destroyed the cell itself. So the lysosome is known as the suicide bag of the cell. When the cell become older, weaker, damaged, or suffer from the cell, then the lysosome start to destroy its own cell. Okay. Next one is the plastid. This is the organelle present only in the plant cell. Okay, let us see what are the components of these plastids. Look here, plastids. Plastids are found only in the plants. These are only present in the plants, right? Remember, these are present in the plants. Plastids, some plastids without color pigments are called the leucoplast. In which plastid there is a no color present, that is known as a leucoplast. Some plastid contains green color. Okay, some plastid contains green color pigment called the chromoplast. Which not having the color, they are known as the leucoplastid. Which having the color, green color, they are known as the chromoplast. Some of the plastid contain yellow color, red color, orange color. Sorry, there is a spelling mistake. That is the organ happened. It must be orange, right? Organ. And the mainly involved in the storage of the food. The plastid helps to store the food here. We can see the picture of plastid here. Outer membrane, inner membrane, granules, trichoid, and the stroma, lamina. These are the parts of the plastids. Plastids. Okay. These all are the plastids. Next, chloroplast. What is the chloroplast? Let us see. Each chloroplast is covered by double membrane. It is covered by double membrane. The inner membrane enclosed the matrix, that is the stroma and grans. Stroma and grans. Look here. Every plastid contains the stroma. Here this is the stroma and this is the granules. Okay. Every plastid contains the stroma and granules. Grana has a chlorophyll. The green like substance such which we see in the leaf, that are nothing but the chlorophyll. The chlorophyll helps to prepare the food. In the green, the green pigment present in the grana, that is known as the chlorophyll, which help the plants to prepare the food. Next one is the non-membranous nuclear cell, that is the ribosome. Right? That is the ribosome. You know that ribosome is known as the protein factory of a cell. These are attached with, where we find the ribosome in the cells. The ribosome find in the cells at the place of a endoplasmic reticulum, that are sticked to the endoplasmic reticulum, and we find the ribosome in the nuclear membrane, and we find the ribosome in the cytoplasm. These are the site of ribosomes. They plays a very important, it means the ribosome plays a very important to synthesize the protein. So it is called as the protein factory. Ribosome is known as the protein factory because the synthesis the proteins. Next one, the last point of this unit, that is known as the nucleus. This is the very important part of our cell. How our brain performs the activity as the same as a nucleus perform the activities. How our brain control our whole body activities, the nucleus control all the activities of the cell. It is the brain of a cell, we can say that. This is the spherical shape organelle is found in the eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells means true cells or the animal cells, right? Eukaryotic cells. Nucleus is covered by the double membrane called the nuclear membrane. We can see in this picture. Here we can see that there are the two membranes. We are going to see here. That is known as a nuclear membrane. What we call the nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane. Why? Because it is the double membrane. The membrane, we can see here, the membrane enclosed a fluid called nucleoplasm. It means here in the picture you can see here, this is known as the nucleoplasm. This is known as the nucleoplasm. This is a liquid present in the nucleus. Next one is the nucleoplasm contains the thread-like structure called known as the chromatin. Look here in this picture, in the nucleus picture, we see the thread-like structure present in the nucleus. That the thread-like structure in the nucleus are known as the chromatin. Chromatin is converted into the coil-like shape during the cell division. These all thread-like structures are converted into the coil-like shape when the cell start to make the division itself to form the chromosomes. And the chromosome contains, remember that this is a very important point, these chromosome contains genetic materials that is known as the deoxyribonucleic acid known as DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. All the information of the organism is stored in this DNA or the deoxyribonucleic acid. Every information of that organism, for example, if we take the human beings, we are going to tell our baby is look like his uncle, his parents, his mother, his brother, his grandfather. Why? Because these DNA, because of these DNA, we say that our resemblance or our descendant are similar to our ancestors. It means that these genetic materials store all the information of a particular organisms. Here the DNA has genes. Remember that. First of all, it is chromatin. In the chromatin, there is the I will write here. Remember, we get the first, we see the chromatin, right? This is the first chromatin. After that, chromosomes. After chromosomes, there is a DNA. After DNA, there is a genes, right? This is the flow chart. First we take that genes, DNA, chromosomes, chromatin. In the human cell, there are the 46 pairs of the chromosomes. In the two set, one set contains 23, another set contains 23. Remember, okay? These 23 cells come from the father, 23 cells come from the mother. The human cells contain the 46, total 46 chromosomes, okay? Thank you very much for listening my class, and I hope you everyone enjoyed. Please like the comments, like the video, share the video with your friends and comment, okay? Give me the feedback. Thank you very much.